Welcome to this introductory video for families about using Microsoft Teams and OneNote and reading progress in a primary school. Firstly, let's look at Microsoft Teams. When you are logging into Teams, you can either do this on a web browser by typing in office.com, and you will have a screen like the one on the left that will come up, or you could download the app either for your desktop or for a mobile device. Whichever route you choose, you then sign in with the email and the password that your school has given you. You can view and use Teams on either a computer or on a mobile device. On the left is how it will look on a computer, and on the right on a mobile device. As you can see, the name of the class is still there, and you have posts, files, the class notebook, assignments, grades, reflect and insights, whichever device you are using. There is an activity bell which notifies you if you've been sent a message either individually or as a class. There's also a chat icon which you can use to send a message to your teacher if you have a question or a query. Posts are like a classroom notice board and can be shared with everybody. Examples here include a link to click on a form for children to complete a survey, notification that the home learning for the week has been uploaded, another link to take part in an escape room using OneNote, and finally a link that you can share with your family with all the great learning that you and your class have done. Your teacher will set your home learning assignments through Microsoft Teams. On the left-hand side is what you will see when you click on assignments. It will give you the date, it will tell you that it's home learning, and there will be a link to a OneNote page which you click on. Once you've clicked on it, you will get a page like the one on the right. As you can see, there's a series of home learning to do, which you can do directly there on OneNote within Microsoft Teams. Also within Teams, there's a reflect icon. So your teacher might ask you how your home learning went this week, or overall, how did you feel this week in school? It's a good way of sharing your feelings with your teacher. And finally, the screen on the right shows the help icon. At the very bottom on the left, there's a circle with a question mark. If you click on that, this screen comes up. There's a series of topics, training, some information on what's new, and in topics, for example, there's some guidance for families which you and your parents may find useful. So let's look now at OneNote, which is linked to your Microsoft team as a class. OneNote is essentially a digital notebook. You can access it in Teams by clicking on Class Notebook, and you'll see that there are different types of notebook. There's student notebooks, which only you and your teacher can see. There's a content library, which everybody can see, but only the teachers can change. And then there's a collaboration space where everyone in the class can share, organise and collaborate on ideas and notes. You could also access OneNote on the app. On the left is an example of what the app looks like on a computer or laptop, and on the right what it might look like on a phone or a tablet. As you can see, the content is exactly the same. Here are some examples of how children at our primary school have used OneNote for their home learning. You can see that they've typed answers in, written answers in, highlighted, underlined, and clicked on links to fill out online forms directly in OneNote. There are a series of tabs at the top of OneNote. Let's look first at the Home tab. Here you can change the font and the size of the font. You can make your text bold or italic or underline certain sections. You can highlight particular words or phrases or answers, and you can change the font colour. What's also really powerful is that if you click on Dictate, which here is at the far right, it will allow you to speak your ideas and your answers in, and your device will automatically turn that into words on the screen. So you don't always have to type. The next tab to look at is the Insert tab. Some of the most useful things here are inserting a table if you want to share a series of results. You can attach a file that you've created or a picture that you've taken. Or you can share a link to an online video or indeed a link to anything that's got a web address that's on the internet. Finally, you can also add an audio recording. So if you want to explain something to your teacher about your home learning, you can add that in by doing it verbally. The next tab I'd like to look at is the View tab. Top of the list is Immersive Reader, which is a really powerful tool to help make your home learning and make text in OneNote really easy to read and accessible for everyone. I'll share more information about Immersive Reader in a minute. Also in the View tab, you can click on the minus and plus signs to reduce or increase page sizes. You can change the background colour, or you can add lines in, and you can translate either a section or a whole OneNote page into a variety of different languages. So let's look at Immersive Reader in more detail. There are three main icons which bring up the three screens that you can see on this slide. The first, with the two capital letter A's, is Text Preferences. You can change the text size. You can increase the spacing between the lines, and you can change the font, all of which might make it easier for you to read the text. The second one along, which is a series of lines with a wand in front of it, gives you different grammar options. OneNote will break down all the words into individual syllables, as you can see in the second picture. Or you can highlight different types of words, such as nouns, verbs, or adjectives. The third screen shows reading preferences. So you can either see the whole text, or Immersive Reader will focus just on one line or three lines. There's also an inbuilt picture dictionary, so if you don't understand a particular word, it will give you a clue. Finally, let's talk about reading progress. Reading progress is a type of assignment that can be set directly within Microsoft Teams. On the screen, you will see that in this assignment, the title is Geography of Earth, but it's got a tag next to it which says Reading. There's a few instructions there, and as you can see at the bottom, there's a link there to the Geography of the Earth, and when you click on that, it will open up a reading progress assignment for you. On the left is what your screen will look like as you're getting ready to read. You can either record just an audio version without your picture, or a video version which will be both what you're reading and yourself. The picture on the right shows you what the text will look like as you read, although you can also open it in Immersive Reader if you want to make the font bigger, spread the text out, or change the background colour. Once you've finished recording, your teacher will be able to see and hear how well you've read, and then you will get this type of review back. So for example, it might say, oh, you mispronounced these words. In this case, that's in the blue-purple colour. Or it might be that you left a word out. That's the pink omissions. You can also see where words have been inserted that weren't there, words where you self-corrected, or words that you repeated. This is giving you feedback which will hopefully help you to become an even better reader. What also helps is something called Reading Coach. So, Reading Progress will pick out the 5 words that you found most tricky and put them into Reading Coach. Here, the computer will actually read them to you and help you practice saying them so that again you are getting better at your reading. We hope you found this introductory video helpful.